Welcome to the pay-to-play impressions for Goat Simulator. The reason this is pay-to-play impressions rather than to play pay-to-play report is because I'm not gonna be finishing this game. Therefore, I'm choosing to use the auditor's, financial auditor's terminology and kind of pretty much give my impressions and to discontinue my engagement with the game. And I'm going to go a bit deeper into that, but first I'd like to point out this game runs like crap. I literally have to downscale my broadcast to 720p from 1080p, which I usually do, in order to be able to transmit it. And as you can see when I was loading this, how difficult it was for me. For the computer to load this game, which was made in 2014, and this is not the top of the line system, it's still much better than anything was, I think, on 2014. So therefore I should be able to beat this game easily in terms of its settings, in terms of being able to run it easy. Alright, and so here it is. We have the pay-to-play impressions. Like I said, I usually do pay-to-play reports, but in this case it's just pay-to-play impressions. The difference is because, well, with the report I usually do it when I have completed the game. In this case, I have not completed the game. I'm not planning to complete the game. I base my analysis and approach to the way I review the games pretty much on the way the financial auditors go when they come in and they review the company. They don't do like not a full audit, but rather just a review of it. Now the reason I do that because I come from a financial background, and so this kind of seems to be a more natural fit for me. Now when the auditors encounter a situation where the company's financial statements are so bad and so badly managed, they quite often have ability to disassociate themselves from the audit and to discontinue the engagement. That's what exactly the reason why I'm doing this as a pay-to-play impressions rather than the pay-to-play report, because I will be discontinuing my engagement with the game. Now, let's go into the actual game a bit and let's talk about the game. Goat Simulator is a parody game. It was meant to parody the different genres. There's quite a few DLCs available. If you look here, let's see. Oh, I guess we can do main menu, restart it. Yeah, they want to go back to main menu. Yes. Actually, that's not the best way to do it. If I say pay here, see there's a few DLCs. You have MMO, Payday, Goat Z, which is kind of mirrors the DayZ. So we're talking about the different and there's also Waste of Space. So we're talking about the different genres here of the games. Waste of Space talks about simulation, space simulation genre. The Goat Z talks about zombie survival. The normal Goat Simulator talks about the open world genre, and being pretty much kind of a parodies that MMO simulator parodies MMOs. And well, any way you turn it, it's not that great. Well, let's talk to this guy. Watch. Okay, we can talking. Oh look, I have dialogue options. They're all bad. Okay. Well, let's see. Does it really matter if I choose this one? Oh no, doesn't really matter. He responds the same way if whether I choose the whichever dialogue option. It would have been actually funny if they would have had the guy respond differently, but no, they don't. So, and that's the usual problem here is that, well, the game is not really interesting. It's not fun.
Don't be stupid.
The whole idea was to parody all these different genres, but it literally, gives you the commentary quite quickly, and without actually providing anything beyond what beyond that just simple commentary. So in other words, everything that you need to know, basically everything that the game wants to say, is already been said. It's literally said in the in the first 15 minutes of the game. I think you can find out about everything in the first 15 minutes of the game. And after that, you just pretty much going and repeating the same thing over and over again. You're not going to find it, and you're not going to find a different result, I can tell you that for sure. It's always going to be the same thing. Now, if you think about gaming as an art form, and then as an art form, it needs to do two things. It needs to entertain and to educate. Actually, the education part is not as much necessary. It's the education is having education in art form is what makes your usual art into a masterpiece. But the main part is to entertain. With Ghost Simulator, that's not the case. It decides to do the education part. It pretty much says, "Oh, here is my comment on the game industry, you know, at the time when it came out, and that's it. I'm not gonna deliver you anything more. I'm not gonna deliver you a story. I'm not gonna deliver interesting gameplay. I'm just gonna make a comment. Here's an open world. You can do whatever you want." And that's, you know, that's the original one. That's where you have what you have here. There is that you have an open world and you just go around and do crazy stuff, and that's it. Because that was what was, you know, kind of a popular at the time, the open world games, and everybody just pushing them out, and that's what they're doing. Except they have not created a proper game. It's very badly optimized. It has lots of bugs, and it's just not fun. So the entertainment part is missing. It's only one thing here is education. And you know what? When you have only education in a game and there's no entertainment, well, you end up with what's called the entertainment software. No, sorry, not entertainment software, educational software, and educational software is never fun. Again, it's all the same. Now, you would think that, okay, well, it's, you know, it shouldn't just be fun, isn't it? That's the whole idea that, you know, Ghost is going around doing these wacky things. Well, yeah, that should be fun and silly and all that stuff, except, you know what? I already know that that's what's gonna happen in this game. And so, if I know the punchline before the joke is not funny. And that's the case here. I know the punchline before the joke, and because I'm expecting things not to work, I'm expecting things to be buggy, I'm expecting things to go crazy, it does not work. Like the bugs that they showcase that were supposed to be, like, you know, the clipping issues, all that stuff, that, you know, that lag AAA genre, that plug the games when they come out. Well, the reason those things are sometimes hilarious, sometimes you know, funny to see in the main games is because you're not expecting them. In case of Ghost Simulator, you know you're expecting them. So, how is this supposed to be then fun? Now, so, like I said, this one also, I'm playing this, which is called Waste of Space, because I think it's the best of all the DLCs so far that I played. I played through the normal Ghost Simulator, I played the MMO, and now I tried the Waste of Space because I kind of like this space simulation genre. And so to me, God, I'm looking at my stream preview, it's horrible. You know, this is why, you know, this game is horrible. Like, I can't even stream it properly. I put it to 720p and I'm having these issues. Right, I'm having, you know, the frame drops and that kind of stuff. Come on, this is ridiculous. And so, like I said, I chose this Waste of Space DLC because I thought this gonna be maybe something that I'll end up enjoying. And you know, this one talks about the crowdfunding and the Star Citizen that it's actually specifically. But you know what? Everything that's being said in this game has been already said somewhere else and been done better. I understand that making parody is difficult, but it's not, you know, impossible. Making an entertaining parody. There are entertaining parody games, you know. There's Magicka that pretty much parodies the fantasy genre really well, but it has its own story, has its own gameplay elements that are interesting to play. There's nothing interesting here. there are other games that make a comment about other genres. Spec Ops: The Line made a comment, a very powerful one, about military shooter genre. It still had a good storyline. It had a very interesting storyline in order to make that comment. Number one, it still had a solid gameplay. This thing doesn't. And you can say, well, not all games need to have a story. Yeah, that's true. There are strategy games that don't have a story. Usually historical strategy games rarely have story in them. Racing games, simulators usually don't have much story in them. Yeah, but they have a challenge. There's no challenge in this game. Nothing that I do here somehow will give me a challenge. Will stop me from doing something else. Nobody reacts to me in any way to stop me or do anything. I can't even kill myself here. In any way. I cannot stop myself. I can't do something silly that will really, kill me off. So I need to take care of what I'm doing. No, the goat will fall into somewhere. It will just stand up. Yeah, let's do it. Nothing here. Oh, there. So I see it fell. Okay. Oh, now we're gonna stand up. Give me a second. Oh, there we go. Get back. So, now there's a caveat to this whole thing. I received this game as a present. A colleague at work kept telling me that, oh, you should play this, I kept saying that I'm not gonna play it, I don't own it, I'm not planning to buy it, and in the end, he got it to me on Steam sale. And so I decided, okay, fine, if he gave it to me, I'll play it at that point. I heard about Goat Simulator from other, streamers, YouTubers, so I wasn't expecting much, but I think I was actually expecting more than what I got. I knew that was this for the party game, but I did not expect that when I'll go into the game that I'm not gonna find anything that has not been mentioned already before at all, like in those little commentaries and impressions that people did on the game back when it came out. That was the sad part. First 5 minutes of the main game, and then I would say 15 minutes overall, because that's how much you need to explore to understand what else there is in all the different DLCs, and I think that's it. And you got it. Nothing more. Nothing else is needed. You got the whole idea. Everything about the game. And that's the reason I don't really want to continue to play it, because I see it as a waste of my time. I don't see this game improving or having anything further of interest to me. And that's the reason I'm choosing to discontinue this engagement, to use the terminology of financial audit. Alright?